right, welcome everybody. Today we're going to be fixing this door up. We got ourselves all set up here. Right now, let's give you a demonstration of what's going on. Looks like somebody opened up this cabinet a little too wide and broke it right off its hinges practically. Broke it clean through. We're going to put that back together, shift that panel over. All these parts and pieces that have been crushed or missing, we're going to replace them and fill them in. You want to stick around for the ride? Hey, I'm glad to have you. Thanks a lot. All right, here we go. We're going to take this stuff out. Here, we're going to use this two-part epoxy. You can never, you always got to over-anticipate. That's what I would say. If I had one tip in mind, it would be over-anticipation. Right? Like, that's probably enough, right? That really is. But let's do this. Do you know why? Because we're going to over-anticipate. All right? Take your off a spatula. Mix this around. Don't foam it up. You're not sitting here trying to whip it up like some whipped cream or anything. That causes air bubbles in the epoxy. That's not what you're really trying to do. You just want a nice even color to it. And a nice tone. Here, I'll give you a little example. This doesn't hurt it whatsoever. I'm going to put a little toner in here. This is a powdered toner. It would even help blend it in with this color. I know you don't have this, but I do. But you can see how it mixes together. That was just a little bit, but it lets you know that it's all blended up, right? So you mix that all in. Now, everything that I fill in with this epoxy is going to have this color tone to it. And these are dried aniline dyes. They're just basically powdered pigments. You could probably do this with some other sort of medium. But again, you take it as you can do it. All right, but now as you can see, it is thoroughly mixed. Right? I'll even let that sit for a sec, but you only have like 20 minutes to go. So we are in a hurry. And here's how we put it in, right? We have this whole panel here that's been shifted and it's broken. We want to open it up the best we can, right? You see how we pulled that apart like that? That's the best thing you could frickin' do, right? Is get as much opened up as you can, right? You can see that the factory never even put the glue in there because they want that panel to float just a bit. So I'm not going to glue this side. I'll glue my joint, but I'll glue this side and a little help on the others. But I don't need to over glue it. All right, that's a big issue as well. All right, so rub it off in there like that. That's enough. All right, get it up underneath, run it down. Even if it didn't hit 100%, you're getting 80%. That's plenty to hold this little panel together. All right, over gluing can be just as bad. All right, see how we get that going on? Yep, look at that. See, nice little rub up in there. This was already glued once by the customer and they brought it back in. Now, I'm moving pretty fast, but this is like a 30-minute set epoxy, right? And you don't need it to set up too fast. You want some time to play with it, right? Now, we're going to put this right back together. You see how that just like wants to go together? Just like that. Clean off your edges. This is like a pre-clean. And I don't know what we've wasted here, maybe a minute. All right, don't transfer any glue over to your table. There's a transfer problem that you don't need to deal with. So now we're going to check the other side. All right, and we open it right back up. All right, just like that. And again, set it up. Just like that. With epoxies, you really only need to glue one side of your joint. Not saying that this one side and that side's the best. I'm just saying that on wood glues, you typically would put it on both sides, give it a nice little thin coat. But with epoxies, that's typically not necessary. over gluing is more likely in your case, right? You see how I'm just getting it in there, I'm working it in, right? That's going to be enough when I go clamping this thing together. Like I said, we have like 20 minutes, but we don't have 20 minutes. That's a myth. You got 10, 5, 10. That's it. Get it in there, get it set, move on. There's a lot to go. All right. So you take your thinners here, right? And when you put them on your papers, you just hit it like that. Right? Transfer that one to that one. And that's enough. You don't need to saturate anything when you're going to be washing this off. And this is basically paint mineral spirits, as you can see on the label there. Right? You see how I'm just pushing that together, lining it up by hand, getting a good eye of it. Now we take our preliminary wipe off. Right? And we're getting the heavies off of it. Right? Don't smear stuff around. Don't be afraid to throw stuff out. This is the time to be wasteful. Right? Square up your corners. And this is just the preliminary square up. We haven't even put the clamps on it yet. So this is all going to happen all over again. All right? Again, preliminary. First time. All right? Take your time, but go fast. If that makes any dang sense. All right? Take your time and go fast. All right, see how it's 90% wiped off? All right, it's time to move over to the back side again. Because we're going to be coming back. Because this, you're going to be fighting yourself if you don't take care of it in segments and in time spans. This is a catalyzed, oh shit. Somebody might be coming up. I didn't realize he would be showing up so soon, but he is. Holy mackerel. We probably won't even know he's on TV. I have to keep going though, so this will be fun. All right, guys, stick around. We got company. Somebody's showing up. They got a few questions they want to ask about something going on in their cabinetry work. So I'm going to get this clamped up. Hey, I'm just filming this up, gluing this together. Look at that, gluing up real nice. That goes right there. Let's set this here. We'll clamp this down. Make sure we're square. When you're dealing with these cabinets, always throw your square up. Make sure you're playing the game, right? Look, and you can see how the glue's already starting to squeeze back out there again. That's what we expected. All right. Looks good. Throw your square back up. Looks nice. Square it up. Looks good. Okay, now we're doing our final wipe off. Get in there and wipe it down as best you can. And with epoxy, you just leave it alone. The idea is, once it's set, leave it. Right? The more you move it, the more air gets trapped in it. Might have a little highness here. I don't know. We'll see. I'm going to flip that over. See how we're doing right here. All right, you know what I'm going to do? Just because we have a nice little gap, let's tighten that up just a smidge. Now I'm going to flip this over. Let it rest this way. All right, let's take a look at it from this side. Now this is our face side. All right, this is the side that really matters most, but they all matter. When we're dealing with it, there's nothing to it. Let's get a few more towels. Another splash. Again, not as much as you would think. Mix it around. So you got some dry edges. You see how I got it wet and dry on the same same sponge. You don't want it saturated where it gets down into the grain and actually disturbs the actual finish itself. You more want it just to take off. I'm going to disturb the glue itself. You just want it to take it off the surface, and it will do just fine. Lacquer thinner is actually Epoxy's real solvent, but you can't use that on this type of finish. This is a cabinet finish, which doesn't handle epoxy very well. You see how this edge is stuck out just a bit? What we want to do is square that up. All right, bang. See it just move? All right, looks good. All right, tight, tight. What you want. All right. Wahoo, we're looking better and better every second. And I'm not worried about this little light edge here on the side. This whole panel has shrunk since it was birthed. I can try to move it over just a bit, but I don't think it's going to. So I'll do that manually with a little touch-up stain. We'll let that go. Looks beautiful. Wahoo, huh? Let's look at the backside one more time. Move that over. La da da. Okay. Clean up. Make sure you're good. God bless itself, huh? All right. Something that I don't do all the time, but on this case, it would be advisable. What we're going to do is we're going to clamp this to a flat surface because it was broke in such a way that it could actually cause it to warp out and be set different than square. So if you see that, that's what we're doing here. All right, we'll let that set up. See how that goes. All right, there you go. All put back together, right? Look at that. You'd never know. We did all the touch-ups and the fill-ins off camera. We'll set that up for another video. We didn't film this one, but we'll do it on another unit so you can get an idea of how that's done. But look at, who would know, right? That's your cabinet. Your wife would be so pleased, right? So anyway, thanks for joining me. We'll do this again another time. Like and subscribe if you got some value out of this. Show it to a friend. And we'll see you around on another. Talk to you then. Bye.